Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Donald Trump's response to the request by the United States to Judge Tanya Chutkan for some kind of limited gag order. You probably recall they came in with a motion a little over a week ago, and it laid out, we know what Trump does sort of every day, but very, I thought, effectively, and it was really striking to see it all, in black and white over several pages, a clear pattern of conduct by Trump of disparaging the lawsuit, disparaging the judge, disparaging the prosecutors, disparaging the whole process. And then in addition, some specific saber rattling involving individual witnesses. So they made a pretty strong record in front of Chutkan for some kind of what they're calling an extremely limited gag order, and what everyone in the media is calling an extremely limited gag order. I have a slight dissent here. I don't think it's all that limited. Basically, they're looking for him to be able to say nothing about any witness, nothing about the actual proceeding. Trump is wanting to make this kind of the leading plank of his platform as a candidate. He's got nothing else, no other ideas, etc. He just wants to, inveigh against it and say he's fighting for his people. That he's the martyr, and it's doing it all for everyone else. So he really wants to. This threatens very much to clip his wings with respect to a strong and dominant kind of campaign strategy. So I don't know quite how limited it is. All right. But anyway, everyone understands it's a pretty big motion. It's not just kind of off the cuff. So Trump had a week or so until he had to respond to it. Then the Department of Justice will have a final reply because it's their motion, and they'll have to bring it by, I'm pretty sure, the 30th of September. In other words, 4 days. And then it'll be served up to Judge Chutkan. Maybe she has an oral argument on it. Maybe she just rules. But we get Trump's response, and it's really noteworthy, I'd say, because to date, he's been doing all his political stuff in the political arena and making the semblance of legal arguments in the legal arena. A lot of them are pretty crappy, but they look like legal arguments. This, he came right out of the box with what is plainly a political screed rather than a legal argument. The basic core submission here before Judge Chutkan is, at bottom, the proposed gag order is nothing more than an obvious attempt by the Biden administration to unlawfully silence its most prominent political opponent. That's garbage. And Chutkan knows it's garbage, knows that it's not Biden administration here, not even Merrick Garland, really, but Jack Smith. That's just for starters. And knows that it's not to silence a political opponent, but to protect the court process and witnesses who really need protecting, starting with Judge Chutkan, who was the object of a death threat from a stranger in Dallas, Texas, who's been arrested about a month ago in response to all of Trump's social media activity. So this is plainly designed not for Chutkan, which, if you think about it for a moment, is pretty interesting. It suggests to me, you always wonder what his strategy is and what's the relationship, if any, between what's going on in the legal realm and what's going on in the political realm. This suggests to me that he maybe wants to lose or is expecting to lose in order to don the martyr's crown and be able to, fulminate about how they're keeping him from campaigning and really hurting his supporters and the American people and the like, because it's just, it's very likely, it's not designed to persuade Judge Chutkan. It looks to be designed to provoke her. So to me, it makes it more likely, because they just offer no arguments, that she will grant the gag order. And just in general, we're in this situation. Of course, she doesn't want to put him in jail, but if he forces her to, she will. And the way I sort of see it is there's like a long piece of rope that ends in jail, and she wants to sort of subdivide it as much as she can, but each motion sort of burns some more rope. And there's going to come a point, if he keeps, acting as he is, where it's the second to last. There's got to come a point where she says, if you do this again, Mr. Trump, I have no more options. I put you in jail. And at that point, if he does, she's got to act. Right now, we've talked about this. We'll probably be talking about it more. Jail is just one option. Quickly increasing fines might be another. But the question is, what will bring him to heel? And if nothing else, she takes away his bond. And by the way, anybody in his position who had said the things he has said about witnesses, et cetera, would already have had their bond revoked and be in jail. So the big point to me here is that this response to a pretty big motion that raises the prospect of moving him a giant step closer to incarceration for at least a couple days, he chose, or with his lawyers, they chose to play it in a total political way and not at all legal way. And that will be obvious to Chutkan and Department of Justice and all observers here. It's even a step further from basically putting all the chips on the politics side, but still at least, responding to on the legal side with legal argument and the like. This is just a political pamphlet, and it suggests that he is doubling down, quadrupling down on this overall strategy, even in court. I don't think Judge Chutkan will be very impressed with it. She's too smart to let her dander show and look like she's upset about it, but it's going to do nothing to help him avoid a gag order. And I think some kind of gag order is likely coming in short order after September 30th. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.